The manifest is making its way around. Minutes. Need a motion to accept the public and non-public minutes of September 10th. And a motion to accept the public minutes of September 15th. Sure.
Was September 15th our,
That was our thing, right?
yeah, so it says it was at the SAU conference room.
Here, do the motion first and then
Okay.
we'll get into discussion.
Fine, I'll
please.
make a motion.
I'll second that.
All those in discussion, sorry, thank you. I'll get into it, it takes a minute.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
so Not that one, whichever
This one.
Yep, there you
says it was the SAU.
go. Yeah, so it just location.
Yeah.
Just location. That was
And-
my only thing.
On the September 10th, public meeting minutes. Under committee reports, it says that Jane and I attended an August meeting. There was no August meeting, just so you know, for budget. That was all I had.
Is that saying that you guys were at a CIP meeting? Is that what the confusion was?
The budget committee meeting.
Yeah, I was just
Yeah,
saying
it
that
said
that
that.
was, because I know we were talking about in that one that you guys were a part of the capital improvement plan meeting.
Oh, no, it wasn't that one.
Okay.
Anybody else? Everybody else good?
Mhm.
All those in favor? Aye.
All right.
Any opposed? So moved. Citizens' comments. Any comments from in the room at this point in our meeting? No? Anybody online?
No, I'm all set.
Thank you.
I'm all set.
Thank you,
Yeah, I
Donna.
was gonna say, what is he even doing?
We love you, Mike Perry.
I know.
Mike, how you feeling?
Good. Very good. Actually, thank you very much. Unfortunately, I just didn't have my heart in the coming into the meeting tonight.
Oh, no, no.
I'll shut up now.
Good idea.
That was good, Mike.
All right, so at this point, we're good with citizens' comments. Student presentation from the Eagle Scout project. Welcome.
I'm gonna get it close to you somehow. There you go. Hello, everybody. I am Sarah Shoemaker. I am a sophomore here at Hinsdale Middle High School. On top of that, I am a Life Scout in Troop 306 Troy, New Hampshire, and I am in the process of working on my Eagle project. So for this project, I'm building flag retirement boxes. So those are places where we have worn flags that need to be retired can go, so then proper people can retire them properly. We don't have any of them here in this town, so I'm planning on putting one here in the school district along with the VFW, and I'm also going to be talking to a few other places. Those haven't been clarified yet. So what the plan is going to be, they're going to be about 4.5 feet tall, like 2.5 feet long and wide, and they're going to be going at the flagpole right in the front of the school.
Nice.
Yeah.
Who have you talked to so far, Sarah,
So-
about this project?
Like in the school district or
Yeah.
in general?
How about in general?
In general, so
Good.
I've talked to the school boards, I've talked to you, I've talked to Mr. Bordeaux, and that's all for the school district, and I've talked to the owners who run the rec center.
Nice.
They're very interested in this project. I've talked to Jack Clark, who runs the VFW. They're very interested in it. I've had to be in contact with multiple people of the town, so then I can figure out permits that are needed and things like that.
How often will they be picked up?
I haven't figured out a time frame for that yet, because I'm gonna be talking to Rolling Thunder and the local Hinsdale troop to help me like keep this going after I'm done building these
Mm.
boxes. So that will be decided between that.
Nice.
Have you, as a name, Robert or Bob Truesdale, come forward to you?
Yes,
Because
that
we
name-
take care of, for the highway department, we take care of 3 of the main flags in town. And he would definitely be one to talk to about getting where you need to go.
Yes, I'm working on getting in contact with him.
Perfect.
Yeah, full disclosure, Sarah met with me, she talked about the whole project. you're a sophomore, correct?
That's
Yeah,
correct.
as in going for an Eagle Scout project. That's pretty young.
Mhm.
And so, you know, I commend Sarah on doing all of this. All of the work is up to her. I tried to help her, but her sponsor wouldn't allow me.
It's all her, all funds, everything. She's gonna lead the project.
Nice.
It's all her.
Yes.
Good.
So I may have given her some folks to talk to. So for instance, if we're looking at School Street, I'm not certain where it could go, but naturally Bob would be someone to talk to there. The select board might be someone to talk to. So we've had those
We've had that,
conversations and
yeah.
she's taken it and run with it. Sarah was going to speak with us back in September. There wasn't enough time for her to prepare, so she had ample time to prepare tonight, and I could tell by the trifold she took that opportunity, which is great. And so she's moving right along. So what I recommended was that she can present it to the board so that the board can approve having that on the school grounds, because the organization does, or the board does own the campus. And so it's something that we should probably consider tonight.
Does anybody have any other questions for her before we do that?
No question, just I love that you already thought about the sustainability, you know, past you starting it, because that's where things typically fall apart, so
That's
it's well thought out.
That's part of the whole planning process. I have to plan, lead, and organize this entire project. So part of it is I have to plan the aftermath. Like after this project's all said and done, how can I keep this project going?
Yeah, that's great.
That is awesome.
Mhm.
Anybody else? Good.
Mhm.
So I need a motion to approve the placement of the flag.
Yeah, just so you know, this is my proposal process. So I have 3 different processes I have to go through. I have a planning process, then I have the actual organization and doing of the project, then a report process. So I still have to go to my district board for this as well.
Mhm.
So I can get back to you whether I get approved or not once that has happened.
Okay. Should we wait for that to happen, or should we just
My
do our
thinking
part of
about
it
that
now?
was to give her the support of the
Yeah.
board to
Yeah.
bring to her district
Mhm.
board.
Yeah, it's better.
That would
Yeah.
eliminate a step that
Mhm.
they might require her to
Mhm.
take.
I make a motion that we approve the placement of the project flag retirement boxes on school grounds.
I will second.
Any just more discussion on it? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So moved.
Nicely done.
Great.
Thank
Yeah, I think it's a
you.
great idea. Can hear you over the clapping.
Can you leave your board so that
I
you
can. I
you
was
can look
planning
at
on
it?
actually eating in here.
Okay, perfect.
Where do you want me to put it?
You can put it right
Put
over
right
there.
next
if
to
you
the
want.
chips and grab a bag while you're there.
Right? Thank you.
Get in contact with me when I can pick it back up.
You got it.
Thank you very much
Thank
for
you.
coming. That's great. All right, the student board member items. Mr. Stebbins?
So, around our school, there's been a petition, well, there's actually been 2, but more, to keep the snake, or Gladdy the snake. And there's been many petitions, as you can see if you want to pass this around.
Mhm.
There's been, I think, probably many kids who signed them. I think it's a good idea, because I feel like you could teach a lot to kids, like about the snake, how to study the snake, like look at it through like a microscope maybe. A lot of things to do with science. And I think it would like keep kids happy and less like, I don't know, anxious, I guess. Because like you always need like a friend or something, like a pet. So I think it's a good idea, just need a board's approval and probably another board.
So there's
I
a,
was gonna
there's
say,
a
so
question
we have
about
a,
of a
we have a
snake.
snake?
So some context
Yes. Yeah.
is in Mrs. O'Neill's classroom, there was a snake named Gladys.
Mhm.
The O'Neills owned the snake and it was in the classroom. The snake doesn't fall under the policy for therapy or service animals. And so we asked that the snake be brought home. The students really grew close to the snake. And so they've asked and used their voice to see if the board would be willing to look at the policy to permit the snake to, or suspend the policy, either one, to permit the snake to remain in the school. And so I think what Jameson's trying to say is that there are a lot of students who signed the petition to try and have the snake be returned, and they're appealing it to the school board.
And also, we made sure there was no repeats on the petitions. So if a student signed it, they couldn't sign it another,
Nice.
just to make it fair.
We don't have,
I'm just reading
we
the
don't have
comments.
anywhere in our policy for, because I'm assuming that snake is in science class.
It is, it's in our grade 9 classroom, and Mrs. O'Neill is here.
I was gonna
And
say.
Mr.
how
O'Neill
do the owners feel?
technically is the pet owner, but the
Right?
two of them, they have shared custody.
I was here to support Sarah.
So, you know, they could easily speak to it as well.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
even though it's not citizens' comments, I think it
Yeah,
would be
yeah, no,
appropriate to certainly be
Definitely,
able to ask them
Kristen.
questions.
Yeah. How do you
Absolutely.
guys feel about giving your pet up?
So she's been raised in classrooms. I've had her since she was like big. And she's been very docile. I had a second grader who would only read out loud if he was reading to her. It's really helpful for the kids that have a lot of anxiety, like Jameson said. And I know that the student who came up with the petition is someone who doesn't have a positive voice in the community most of the time. And the fact that he like came at it full front, and I like, we've got 176 signatures. So more than half the student body in the middle and high school that have signed it. And we have last year, my whole 6th grade group did research to try and come before the school board. And they came up, we called other school districts, they interviewed people who had worked with Gladys in my other classrooms before. And they did a ton of work for it. And then my little sister's husband died, and that sort of just threw off my whole priorities. So coming back, I really feel like letting the kids take charge of that would be really great for them. And also Gladys is really bored at my house.
Right?
So she's used to all this company. Do we have a person who would kind of take front and center, like I don't know. I'm not up on my snake care, so like weekends, vacations.
She gets fed once a month and poops once a month and sheds her skin once a month, and that's
Low maintenance.
it. She's like, doesn't smell. Her cage locks. There's a big sign on it that says only on latch open it. The students wash their hands before and after because she has very sensitive skin. And she's been a great learning opportunity in the past. I think she could continue to do that.
And she comes home during, winter break and
Okay.
summer and, anytime that we're gonna be gone for longer than, 3 or 4 days, she would come.
That is, I mean, that's a lot of students.
Right?
It's 2/3. It's
Mhm.
284 enrolled in middle high and
Yes.
174.
Notice me being like, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
And a lot of kids have really gotten their arms around this, that don't get their arms around it, specifically, the one who made the petition, right, is not a really engaged student, and this has got him really engaged. I mean, what is the watchword for this year? Student agency, right? What is more student agency than this? That this was not our idea, right? When, we brought to the kids that thought it was gonna have to go home, they were really upset about it. We said, okay, what do you want to do about it? And Hayden came up with this idea, and just super proud of him for it.
Nice. Does anybody have any other questions? Are there any negatives?
I don't have a negative.
Yeah,
No,
just
it's
to
that
play devil's
what Ms.
advocate.
Roth and I were doing was just abiding by board policy.
Yeah.
Right. It's your responsibility to develop and approve policy, and then you hold me accountable to enforce it. And so we were merely living by the board policy. So one of the things that we all have agreed to is under the realm of student agency is if students brought this forward and the board so chose to move forward with either adjusting or suspending their policy to permit Gladys to be back in the classroom, we all have to be ready to live with that. And that's something that, of course, if we're going to stand behind the concept of student agency, we're going to live up to it 100%. Because after Gladys, it will be another student presentation, not tonight, about the vending machine in the faculty lounge and why they don't get a vending machine.
Oh,
And so the
I see.
There
board will be
used to be
hearing
vending
that
machines.
I see.
down the road.
And do you have another one? You said?
The
You've got a
sec-
couple of petitions.
I think
There's
it's
been
a-
2 petitions.
It's
Oh,
the
okay.
softball team one that's going.
Volleyball.
Volleyball.
Yes.
thank you.
Yes. So that one I'm not aware of. So
Yeah.
hopefully it's to have a volleyball team,
Yeah.
which
No,
I've been
that's-
asking for, so. So I don't know, Ms. Roth, did you want to speak any more to Gladys or the issue?
No, I think we covered it. We were just trying to follow policy and I knew last year of the students' effort they had created a slide deck and they were getting ready to prepare, and I was in support of them, taking ownership of that proposal, and I was aware of the petition, so I'm glad for the students to have a voice and support whatever the board decides.
Great. Is there any more discussion on it?
I just have concerns that I know you say that she was raised in a classroom and she's been in the classroom the entire time, but my concern is what happens when that day comes that she bites or she wraps around an arm and you can't get her off.
So she does not have the musculature to strangle anybody over 6 months. That was part of the research that they did. Also, she's non-venomous and has very tiny little teeth. So she's never bitten anyone, but if she did, it would be a soap and Band-Aid situation, not a let's call poison control situation. And one of the things that the students last year did was call the school who had a snake that got loose up in the rafters and had bit someone. And they were like, what could possibly be the worst case scenario with that? It just bit the janitor who tried to pull them out. Not Gladys, but they were like Band-Aid and soap, and we went on with our lives. And you can ask your children if they love her.
Well, that takes away any of my concerns. So thank you. That was really my only thing, like, bites. I don't know. I think it's great that the kids put that together and
So the way to do a motion for this, I understand it was either to approve that is or suspend the policy. And I don't think suspending the policy is exactly the best way to do it, but you can correct me if I'm wrong. If we suspend the policy, it's a wide open,
free range.
free range, but I'm in favor of making an exception to the policy for Gladys. But I just wouldn't want to see us, and then all of a sudden we have everybody trying to bring animals in.
I'm wondering, like, I'm also in favor of it, and I'm wondering if we need to look at the policy in the policy committee to see if it needs to be revamped at all, you know what I mean, in order to have exceptions to it, you know what I mean, like that kind of thing might be better for us to make the exception and then also have our policy committee go over the policy.
So have that done and then reconvene next month and make a decision on what the policy committees come up with and how we're gonna revamp it or how we're gonna edit it. Or however we gotta do it to see whichever way the board goes, is what you're saying?
No, I'm saying I'm saying let's approve an exception for Gladys.
Okay,
And then let's also look at the policy,
okay, okay.
because of
Oh,
this.
revisit the
the
policy
policy,
and see
yeah.
if there's a way so that it doesn't have to be like this every
Right,
time.
like,
Okay,
you know what I mean? Like maybe
And
there's,
just what it
maybe,
is.
maybe for that, just as a thought off the top of my head, that, for scientific reasons or for, classroom education or something like that, not just random animals coming into
Right.
school.
And
You know what I
like,
mean?
with a process.
You know what I
too,
mean?
so
Like
it's not
there,
like,
the specific, maybe in the policy, there's specific guidelines to follow for that.
Sure.
Just, and that aren't in there currently. That's my thought process. If we
Yeah.
do a motion to make an exception for Gladys and then, but also have the policy committee,
just why not? Take
you know
a
what I
peek?
mean? Take a
Yeah.
look at it,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? And
The
review.
one recommendation I would make is for there to be liability coverage,
Mhm.
just a small insurance policy. We just worked through this with the elementary school counselor for her therapy dog, and the dog has gone through the training. She has the personal liability coverage in lockstep with the policy.
Mhm.
And that's only to relieve the board of any liability relative to an accident that would take place.
Mhm.
And we would do this for any animal or any other, I mean, we do that for people who rent our facility.
Mhm.
So it's
Right.
not out of the ordinary. And then what we can do is if the board wanted to make a motion and pass to make the exception to include the insurance, then we can bring this back to policy committee. It's IMGB, which is therapy animals, but it may not make sense to do it under therapy animals. Is Gladys
Right.
considered a therapy animal, Suzanne?
I mean,
Or-
she has some very therapeutic, but I would say that she's more of a classroom management tool that, like, all of my science lab has nothing but hard surfaces, so it amplifies all of the noise, and I can ask them to like keep their voices down forever, but if I tell them like Gladys can feel it through the bones, like then they actually care. And so that's been, like, I had a student say today that, because every Wednesday is our Whisper Wednesday, that they really wish that she would come back because it was whispering.
I think we need a snake in every classroom.
Snake at home.
So what
Whispered all day.
it may mean, instead of playing with the therapy or changing therapy animals, that we create a new policy
Yeah.
for laboratory animals.
There is another policy, IMG, that's just animals in school. It's mistitled,
That is true.
but it refers to animals that are not service animals or therapy animals.
Yeah, so that sounds like it. That would fit.
Correct.
All right, so we need a motion for an exception to policy IMG
I
with
would say,
insurance.
so if you're going to refer to IMGA, there's no requirement for liability insurance. It's my recommendation to the board that they include liability insurance, which is under IMGB, which is the therapy animals one. Although we know that Gladys is not a therapy animal, I think we would, if we're going to edit IMGA, we'd probably want to include the requirement for liability insurance.
Yep.
Yeah, that would be my recommendation. And that's up to the board to
So
decide.
how do we word it?
I know,
again?
so that was clear as mud.
Right, I know. How do we
Um,
word that though?
yeah.
So I think the motion would be to make an exception to policy IMGA to permit Gladys to reside in classroom. What's your classroom number? I'm sorry. Thank you, Susanna. B125. And for the policy committee to review and revise policy IMGA.
I'll make that motion.
Did you get that, Maria?
Yeah.
Just
I'll
make sure.
I'll second it. And how do we go about the insurance? Oh, now go ahead and more
I know.
discussion.
So
Now we're in
because
discussion.
because you're making the exception under did I say IMGA? I meant to
Yeah.
IMGB, I'm sorry.
B.
So
Yeah.
Maria,
Make an exception
B.
under IMGB
Okay.
because that includes the requirement for the liability insurance, but we're going to be revising IMGA.
Okay.
Okay, so not only are students making their voice heard to have Gladys return, they're actually going to be, their voices are changing a policy, which is pretty big.
Mhm.
That's cool.
really enacting change.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is there any more discussion on it?
How do we go about doing, how does the insurance go and what, as usual with
The
me?
pet
what
owner
does that
carries.
What,
Yeah,
the
that
pet owner
costs.
carries it, okay.
Pet owner carries that. And
Okay.
so working
I was
within
gonna say,
your
is that a,
homeowner's
with you guys?
insurance is most likely a rider.
But that's easy.
Okay.
so as long as that is.
Great. So any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Me.
So-
Sorry.
So moved. Thank you. That was awesome, by the way. All right, anything else from the student board member? Mr. Stebbins? Did you have anything else for us today?
Thank you.
Into our report, superintendent's report.
Well, we have a couple reports. We have all of our reports turned in you tonight, but only a few live reporters for you, so that should help. I will make up that time that folks not here. I'm gonna talk for about 30 minutes.
So good. Why not? I make a motion, he's limited to 5 minutes. Like citizens
I'm not even gonna talk
comments.
that long, but I'm gonna make up for it in
Three.
non-public.
Oh, goody.
So you have the report and there are a couple of items on there. I definitely wanted to cover the first being the high school selection survey process. We completely, Kendra's laughing because she called just to get some clarity on that. We've completed that. We have 31 students in grade 8 that will be attending a public high school next year in Winchester. Not one student's going to a charter or an independent school.
Nice.
So we asked all 31 families, what would you like to do? And so they returned their surveys by September 29th. We calculated that there were 8 families that chose a school other than Hinsdale.
Okay.
So we had to do a randomized drawing of 6 names. And so I used an online randomizer and I screen recorded the desktop. And
So you didn't use a hat with names.
so I
It's more official.
and
Yeah,
so
right.
they saw me put the 8 names in. I scrolled up and down to show everyone and click, and then 6 came out. So what we did then was notify those families that whose children were approved to attend a choice school, that they were approved and they had an agreement they had to sign, which really signals that they accept the responsibility for transportation, for tuition beyond whatever it is that we're paying to it, and so forth and so on. And then I had to break the news to the 2 families who unfortunately were not chosen to go to their choice school. We have 2 students who have elected, of the 8th graders, to go to Keene. We had 5 students who elected to go to Monadnock, but only 3 are able to attend because 2 lost their eligibility based on selection criteria. 1 to Franklin County Tech, and 1 to Pioneer Valley. So we will have 25 new additional freshmen next year from Winchester. And so those transitions have already taken place. The dust has settled from that. He's calculated.
Tell him the total.
Yeah, it's
I was gonna say, I
it's-
saw him pick up his phone.
Yeah. So what we haven't done is factor in special ed costs.
Yeah, no,
'Cause that's
I just want to
additional.
know where about that number was. That's,
So it's a good number. They're excited to come. We're excited to have them here. And so there's one family that is, they feel they didn't see the survey that was emailed to them. However, we have several pieces of evidence, so to speak, that it's there. And so we're working through that, and we will work through that. So we're ready. It's really happening.
Yay.
We have
woohoo,
25 students coming from Winchester next year.
Exciting.
and also 25 is more than 80% anyways, and we
Of
did.
31.
You're right, but it's 80, ours was 80% in our
Correct.
contract.
Correct.
So it's 80% of whatever that class size is for the first year. So-
Minimum, yeah.
Yes, okay. I just wanted to clarify in my head.
You got it. Yeah, so we're all within line with the contract as
Mhm.
well. So it's gone well, and we got to credit the 2 boards because you guys worked so well together to make this process happen, and then to have, you know, Ms. Roth and Ms. Pouliot come together and talk about transition and plan it all out.
Mhm.
So we're excited.
Yeah.
Obviously, budget planning, you've heard of that. That's happening.
Yes,
Um,
Kind of.
kind of.
Oh, good.
Just noting that I'll be in New York for the week, first week of November, doing a lot of work remotely again, but I'll be at the College Board as a regional council meeting on that Tuesday. Monday is a travel day, and then Wednesday through Friday is it's the forum, which is a professional development event that I attend, both as a regional council officer, but also as a superintendent getting information for us. We were highlighted yesterday up at the Accountability and Assessment Conference that the Department of Education put on for 2 days, with educators from all over the state. Dina Johnson from the College Board, Dave Backler, who's the superintendent in Gorham, and I were slated to do a panel presentation on the AP Rural Collaborative. I bowed out because I missed all of last week from COVID. So they did put on a pretty good show yesterday. They're also going out to Salt Lake City, I think this week or next week to do the same presentation at the National Rural Schools Conference. And I bowed out of that, but we're in the presentation, we're in the conversation. So Hinsdale's name is getting out there for this type of innovation. So that's good stuff. Messinic and Hinsdale athletics issue has subsided as far as we're concerned. Again, for us, it was nothing to see here. This isn't us. This is Messinic really making this decision. You know, we're sorry that it got to this. We're moving on. Sam and Anna have done a nice job in making sure our student athletes understand what sportsmanship is and what our standards are for good sportsmanship. We're working with some of our community members on making sure they understand what those standards are as well. And we'll continue to do that. And then for 4 days spread out over the next 7 or 8 months, Karen Thompson and I were invited to be part of the Future Ready Learning Collaborative, or Future Ready Solutions Collaborative, which is based on information that's been gathered over the last couple of years for what students really need to be ready for when they graduate from high school. A lot of it is career focused. And so it's a think tank of educators from around the state who come together and spend 4 days working on developing a plan for how we're going to get our high school students in New Hampshire ready for their future, and how we're going to take the work that was done previously through the College and Career Counseling Center and move that forward so all high schools can have a program for their students. And so we're excited to be part of it. It's a $250 cost to us. It's a lot of good professional learning, and they throw lunch in. So
Worth
my vote.
it.
Here's my vote.
So to be able to bring back, and it's community members, business leaders, nonprofit leaders, K-12 administrators, and college level administrators as well. So it's a lot of different kind of people in the room working on solving a problem. So that's my report. When we did meet twice in September when we retreated. And so I'm sure I'll have much more to share come November.
Okay. Great. Any questions for Dr. Ryan?
Thank you for
No,
your
I'm
report.
excited to know it was only 2 families who,
Yeah.
that's, I wrote bummer, because it didn't say how many. I was like, oh, is this gonna not be good? So that's a relief that it wasn't like. a huge
And
number.
just one other clarification. So when they opt out for good, correct? Or is it every year they can come back to Hinsdale?
So if the student, let's say a student who's attending Keene decides after the first year, they're like, I don't want to go here anymore, I want to go to Hinsdale. I don't think this board would turn that person down. They would still be in that grade level percentage. So it would be over 80%. Our focus should be making sure that we're not falling under 80%, because Winchester is going to be billed for at least 80%, whether Winchester sends 80% of the students or not. So they could come.
Well, and I was just worried about like the back and forth. How do you, the scary part of it is how do you build a budget if all of a sudden things, it shifts and we have 10 kids that say, yep, and then they pull away, and then it's just back and forth. Just that was just my thought. That's all. I want to welcome them with open arms for sure. It's just the budget building process of it in fluctuating numbers year to year, and understanding how to prepare for that.
Yeah, I think up to 10 students would not cause us much of a rift in the budget process.
And we know
Yeah.
before the budget was made anyway, because they have to
November
give us those
1.
numbers by,
Yeah, November 1. The only time, I mean, there may be after the first semester, someone's like, oh no, this is a huge mistake, I'm going to Hinsdale. That shouldn't affect anything. If one student or 2 students in January decide they want to transfer into Hinsdale. But otherwise, you're right, we'll know prior to November 1st or about November 1st, how many students we fully expect. The other piece is that students who chose a school other than Hinsdale, because there's a cost to that, right? I mean, to go to Monadnock, it's an additional $3,800. You can't ignore that. That's a lot of money. It's $300 a month, and that's for public high school.
Right, yeah.
So there are some families that aren't going to be able to do that, and so they may opt to not go, which then opens up the waiting list that the 2 families that they automatically will go in. So everyone knows the costs up front. They were we shared the cost with them up front, so they know what to expect. And so we'll wait to see what happens. They have until the end of 2 weeks from now, so Friday, the
Okay,
20-something,
very good.
24th.
Mhm.
And then we'll start calling them to say, what's your choice? You
Mhm.
know, so we'll go from there. But it's gone remarkably well.
Good.
Great.
Yeah. So
Good.
hopefully.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
now you better knock on something. 'Cause you had to put it out there.
Particle board. All right, any questions for Dr. Ryan? Thank you, Dr. Ryan.
Sure.
Business Administrator's Report, Chief Fortson.
As you can see, you like short reports, so I
Just got numbers,
do
right?
myself and not do one.
I know. Right?
Now dazzled them.
Shortest ever.
I was like, oh, okay.
No, I had personal issues last
Mhm.
week, so. Anyway, I'm gonna just go over a couple things with you. We are well into our budget process. Actually, I have my email started here to send out to all the administrators, although they've all received their budgets, with the exception of the elementary school. You might have not, so, you haven't shared with me, but yeah, I know. But as you know, I'm working with Gretchen to teach her the budget process, and she's, I would say, 95% done with that. And then moving forward is not the hard part with that. But we're coming to that stage where we want our administrators to sit down with Dr. Ryan and I and kind of give us that first sight of, what do you need? What do you want? And a lot of doing that is also, is there a way we can find alternative funding for it? That's really, because these aren't my budgets, these are theirs, but that's kind of my role, is to assemble, but also to maybe propose alternative funding sources for some of it if we can. So that process is well underway. Additionally, we got our Title IIA and Title IA allocations for this year. So our Title IIA allocation is $35,825. Last year it was $41,209, so that is down a little bit. Our Title I allocation is $341,236, but we also have an additional rollover of about $50,000, so it'll be about $391,000 as compared to $363 that we had this year. So that's a sizable increase on that. And Molly is overseeing that Title I project and was already whispering spending in my ear tonight at an earlier meeting.
Keep whispering.
Additionally, the really good news, I was very happy. I actually have it on my calendar in the other room, October 8th. The insurance rates come out for health insurance. You ready?
Oh, God.
Our OA20 plan, this is our first year of offering this one because the Blue Cross plan went away. They don't do that one anymore. Is going up 0.8%. Okay. The AB5 plan, which is the $5 copay, going up 2.8%. And the AB15, which has a $15 copay, is an inpatient deductible, 1.4%. So where we've had double digits the last couple of years.
Better than that
this is
16%.
awesome.
Right.
Yeah, this is awesome. I was like, I asked a couple times, are you sure?
Right, yeah, because I was like expecting
So,
way
yeah.
more
I
than
know,
that.
that's, I was like, here we go.
But we'll get our final rate packet on Friday. They called to kind of give you the news. I hadn't heard. When she called, she goes, I kind of had to tell the ones that weren't getting such good news. She's like, you're gonna get those out early. But I was very pleased with this. This is extremely low.
Mm,
So
Way better than last year.
yes.
and the year before.
Yes.
So that's what I have tonight.
That's
I
good.
figured, I'm sorry I didn't get a report put together, but I did want to bring this information to you. There is also a document that we'll be voting on. I don't know if you want to do it under other business, but the attorney has prepared a what did he call it? Resolution. For authorization for our lease. Yes. So to go through the formality of actually doing and approving this authorization, when the board approves it, the district clerk will then sign it on our behalf, and it will be submitted as part of the packet. They're putting together a packet which includes venue, they review the venue, there's a tax piece that they review, so it's just formalizing it. But where we did vote to do it, we didn't vote specifically with certain resolutions, and I wanted to tie all the little things up and make sure we were good, I get nervous about stuff like this, so.
Mhm.
And we did vote on this number though, right? And the
We
lease
did.
already.
In,
okay.
Yes.
It's like, I
August.
swear we did.
And this is for the light project for
Yeah,
those
right.
that aren't familiar with
Yeah,
this
folks,
discussion.
I apologize for that.
When did we get when they're starting?
As soon as this comes,
just this
yeah.
part.
We'll get the paperwork.
And the attorney has been in touch with the leasing company, which makes it nice. He's worked with them before, so they know what to expect from each other.
And is this the same number we voted on first time, just to clarify, just make sure?
And that number stays within our number of our monthly,
Our electric, yeah.
monthly electric bill, and the savings is what pays the payment.
And Nate did ask me, he said, if we end up with excess this year, can we pay that down? I said, we're absolutely allowed to. It's a simple interest lease. So what we pay down, the interest that remains is only based on the principal that remains. So if we have a year where we're not using as much, we won't pay it down
Mhm.
out of that electric line.
I'll make a motion to, do I say approve the resolution?
Accept the resolution.
To accept the resolution.
I'll second.
Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So moved.
Do you want to have them do the formal?
No, what we can do is, so by approving the resolution,
They've
because
done
the
that.
motion is part of
Yeah.
it, they've approved it.
Perfect, good.
And so that top, Maria, do you have a copy of this resolution?
Yeah, the board.
Perfect. So this in its entirety should be entered into the minutes so that it encapsulates the legal motion. So, excuse me, encompasses the legal motion.
Yeah.
Yep, perfect.
Thank you so much. So that's my report.
Verbal, love it.
And saving money.
Yes.
Right.
I
that's
mean,
always good.
if we get a blank piece of paper
I
and
was gonna say,
savings
and
every month,
paper.
I'm all right with no report.
Right? Saving money and paper. Look at you
So if I
go.
save you money, I don't have to do a report, that sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah. All right, thank you, Jane.
Yes.
Director of Academics and Career Readiness. I assume that's you, Dr. Ryan?
It's not me. It is,
Tonight?
tonight it is in front of you in paper form. She is clearly, she being Karen Thompson, is clearly doing quite a bit of work. We have a number of ELO sites that have already been established and a number of students who are participating. 8 students that are working on receiving industry recognized credentials in ServSafe, LNA, CPR and first aid, OSHA, drone operator license, and child development associate. One thing we're going to be able to do next year is approve an ELO program for special education classroom that is going to be opening in Winchester for preschool through grade 2 and applied behavior analysis. So we'll be able to supply students to go through the RBT credentialing process, working under the tutelage of UBC and the Winchester Student Services. So we'll have students from here over there as high school students in the ELO process, while we also have some students who are preschool through grade 2 in the program, learning to retool in terms of social behavior and under an ABA program. So that work is being done to set that up for next year. Under curriculum and instruction, there's a lot going on in terms of alignment naturally with the minimum academic standards and the work that has to be done to realign some of our courses. That's going to be a combination of work with Ms. Roth, with Karen and Jeannie Sturgis as well. And then obviously with Anna Bassett and Dr. Bremner over at the elementary school. So there's a ton of work that's happening there. In terms of advisory, just kind of building, rebuilding, and continually building advisory, it seems, but Kate Allen, who's our new school counselor at the middle high school, has also jumped on board as part of the advisory planning team. So a lot going on. I know Karen could certainly do that much more justice, but that's the 30,000 foot level of where we are. And I forgot to mention to the board, I do have 7 items for non-public this evening. Some are quick ones.
Sure. I bet
Most
we
are
turn-
quick.
but we turn it not quick.
Most are quick. Well, most are. So that is the Director of Academics and Career Ratings report.
Any
Lot of work.
questions that David might be able to answer?
I or the principals right now.
That didn't seem real confident. Sorry.
No, that is pretty apropos.
No? All right, thank you, Karen. And David. Principals report, Mrs. Ross.
Hello. So we are trying something new next week. We're gonna do school-wide test day. I talked about this a little bit last year, but it was really ironed out what the day is gonna look like. So all students grades 6 through 11 will be testing the morning of the 15th. They'll go to advisory to get settled, and then about 8:30 start testing. High school will do the SATs. Middle schoolers will be doing the measures of academic progress, which is their fall benchmark. That way, everybody's disrupted at once, rather than disrupting parts of the school on different days. And then in the afternoon, they'll have activities like we had planned on the first day of school. Our schedule got kind of messed up on the first day of school, and they didn't get to really do the activities for very long, so I promised them that I would make it up to them. So this felt like a good way to spend the rest of that day rather than trying to go back to class. So and then a big thing we have this month is our NEAS visit. The teachers have done an incredible amount of work doing the writing of the self-reflection and gathering evidence. I submitted that report last week, and we'll have a visiting team of 6 administrators and teachers, mostly from New Hampshire, coming on the 21st. And so I've been working on putting together a schedule of who they will meet with. And the goal of that is really for them to read our self-report and talk with people and hopefully agree with our assessment of where we are with respect to the standards and give us any suggestions for moving forward. I won't talk about advisory, Karen / David.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I will touch on supervision and evaluation. So we just finished gathering from all the teachers what kind of evaluation they want for the year. The CBA tenure teachers have a choice. So we have 7 teachers doing collaborative coaching, 2 portfolios, and 21 teachers who will have formal observation. Of those 21, 16 are non-tenured, which means they have 2 observations. So between Chris and I, that's 37 full period observations over the course of the year. So that will keep us busy. And then I realized I need to add a transition section to my reports going forward, just so I can keep you updated on the transition. But on the 23rd of this month, those 8th graders who will be coming here next year as 9th graders, they'll be coming for a morning visit. They're gonna have some time on their own, a tour, hear from our student agency group, and then some time together with the current Hinsdale 8th graders to start that team building. And we did have a parent informational night the week that they had the selection survey, and it was not well attended, but the folks who were here really appreciated it. And we had our student agency group lead the tours, and the tour was over an hour. I had to call them to come back. I was like, I would like to go home.
They get chatty.
They did that with the
Yeah.
the Winchester
Yeah,
board,
they
right?
did, they did.
Yes. And then they
Was
did-
Hunter
They like to
leading it?
talk it up.
They did they also were prepared to do a student panel. I had given them each a topic to talk about, and one of the parents said, I hope our students get to meet these kids. So I'm gonna tap them and some of the Dr. Ryan and Karen's leadership seminar kids to help me with a lot of that work of integrating and transitioning. So,
Nice,
That's great. Oh, that's so good to hear. That's like how we were in Arizona, and now other people
right?
Yeah.
are saying.
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Yay.
It's like
It was really
exciting.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now they have more student agency kids. I don't know if that was in her report.
Yeah, they added
Yeah.
6 more.
Added 6 more kids in
Clearly
there.
it's working.
Yes, I did
Yeah.
see that.
Yep, and
And-
they're going to a conference next week.
And we have our students in the leadership seminar also. So when I'm there, I'm doing more of the leadership foundational work. And Ms. Thompson's bringing them on the student agency journey and having them learn more about student agency becoming part of the program, so that we're actively recruiting them, indoctrinating them into the student agency program as well. So
Yes.
that number will grow. Yes, thank you for pointing that out
Mm.
in the Karen David report, Ms. Ross.
And entertain any questions.
Anybody have anything
I didn't
for
write anything down on
me either?
Great job.
Anything? It's all exciting news.
that. It is all good news.
Thank
Like
you so
that.
much. Dr. Bremner.
I'm sure the board has my report. I also have an appendix C presentation. I'm making up lots of words.
Where's your trifold? Where's your trifold?
Yeah, right?
All right.
She did a
Paper
PowerPoint. She did a PowerPoint. instead.
So we have been doing just a lot of big kids with little kids. And there's research behind it. I actually included a bunch of that in my last bulletin. And one thing that was just really cool the other day, the fourth grade were our spotlight at our all school meeting. And they shared this project that they've done for years now. So you guys are knowledgeable about this dog tag project. But what I really appreciated was just the process of it, and the staff walking us through the different layers of purpose and student agency within this. So Maria, if you just want to kind of go through, so Ms. King worked with Ms. Guile, who's our new fourth grade teacher, but Ms. King has done this for a number of years. So provided background to this, and the kids who are doing it have voted on this every year, so they knew that it was coming. And so this is a whole school thing that they all know about. And you can keep going. So they had different procedures, and a lot of it was preparation. So there was a lot of how are we going to ask the other students, how are we going to get them to vote? And the way they vote is slightly different depending on how the class designs it every year. And so they had a different shapes for really what's being voted on for the dog tags. So they also talked about like how they were going to establish their top choices, and they created their own ballots. So that was what they ended up for their animal tag order form, how they would do it and what colors. And so they were able to take that information and from there create what the rest of the school would actually vote on. And they practiced presenting to the younger kids, how they were going to talk about it, if they would use questions from little people. So just that level of public speaking was kind of neat. And so we've been talking about purpose and efficiency, and this one project covered so many domains. And the kids were engaged the whole time. Joy was throughout, including the little people who were voting. And so they presented at the all school meeting, and the way that Ms. Guile and Ms. King had it was all of the fourth grade, they all had a piece to share about the results. And so they said which class they, so Miss Snide's kindergarten, here's the result, and on. So they did this in front of the whole school, and we were all like in anticipation. And then, so it ended up being gold badge. So that was cool, but it was just, it highlighted so many of the things that were happening across the district. I wanted to pull it in. So I know it's a project you've heard about before, but it is under a new lens, and I wanted you guys to see that.
I had actually never heard of it before,
Oh, okay.
so I thought it was pretty cool.
All right.
Really?
Yeah. I'd never heard of it.
You live under a rock?
I know.
Two of
Don't
your
dog
kids?
tag shit. Don't dog tag shit.
Thank you. My kids have never talked about it.
Weird.
Oh, that is weird.
Mine might be also because
They're
when
usually
I was
not
on
lost for
school.
words, so that's weird.
I know, that is so
You
weird.
know about it?
No, my kids didn't talk about it either. Neither of them.
Kylie was so pumped when she did this, and she's now in college, so it's definitely been going on for a minute.
Yeah. But it was nice to see like a bit of a different process in a way from last year, even between the 2 years, just with the new expectations, initiatives and things. So I'm really thankful for the teachers putting together that PowerPoint to show you guys that.
So it was gold, but what was the shape?
Badge.
Badge, okay.
Yeah, so I'm assuming that.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Nice.
everybody handled it, because we did, I did preview that before the fourth graders, 'cause I didn't want the fourth graders to do.
Oh, gold
But,
badge,
like,
now I get
if
it.
your class voted for it, it might not be, but that's okay. So we.
Nice.
Um, and with that, the fourth graders have also been working with, the kindergarten class for, some reading buddy work. And that's been great for them on both sides of it. We have, mixed the lunches, older and younger, same with recess on purpose. And recess and lunch have had far less behavioral issues than last year. And so the big kids have a purpose and their models, and that's working, it's going well. So I just wanted to highlight that, because I did in my bulletin last week, but kind of explain that a bit more. Our revamped student concern team process has been now up and running, so now we're having some student concern team meetings. And then I also established a bi-weekly care team meeting, so this is kind of like a hot list for any number of things. So like our first list included students who were homeless that, we just need to keep them on our radar. And some of the behavior needs that we were seeing, some other pieces, and just that back to school. Okay, who's not coming in the back? Who are we not connecting with yet? And now, as we've met a couple more times, now we're diving into it. Okay, they need to be referred for student concern. They need this other thing. So we've really added in 2 layers of catchment that we're definitely not there last year. So that's also helping. Any questions?
Anybody? I didn't write any notes.
I
was just,
Pumpkin carving.
Oh, sorry. Pumpkin carving is now
October
back to the
16th.
16th as of last
7
night.
minutes ago.
Well,
Yeah.
I learned 7 minutes ago, but yeah, so it's back to the 16th. Which it had been, and then it was the 17th. Now it's back to the 16th.
Okay.
Next Thursday, 4 to 6. And I will put that back in our bulletin on Friday, which should be enough time for folks, I think.
I'll put it out in Community Connections too and spread
Yeah.
it on the groups.
I appreciate it. And yeah, it'll be HASP kids will participate during it as well if they're there. Last year we had it after and there wasn't as much and it was dark.
Yeah.
So.
Any other questions?
I was just
Ice
the,
cream social is wrong. It's the 21st, not the 13th. It is definitely not the 13th. For real. I have no idea why I would.
so October
21st is the right date?
Yes,
Okay.
I really have no idea why I did that. Sorry.
All right, Kayla had a question.
Yeah, so it said Title I activities are approved and moving forward. So was Title I not working with students before that, or?
No, they were, 'cause it overlaps to September 30th.
Right.
But so
Okay,
that
so
was
new
the-
groups.
the new, it's just the grant was just approved.
Okay, so
Yeah.
funds.
The fund for
Okay.
FY 26.
Okay.
So that,
Funds. That's, I was like, so what have they been doing?
no.
So that makes more
There's been
sense.
no interruption of service at all.
Okay.
No,
Other than one of our title staff is now a long-term sub temporarily. That's been interruption.
did you want to bring up Ozzy?
Oh,
I'm
Yeah.
excited about
I
Ozzy.
should have asked
I
her for
know.
a couple more business cards. I'll get you guys Ozzy's business card. Ms. Hernan, our new guidance counselor, she has a therapy dog, fully insured, licensed, all that jazz. We knew that upon her hiring, so we knew that was going to be happening, and I think he's coming in tomorrow. Because everything got approved, and she did hand me a business card today, but I should have gotten more. She has a box. I'll get you some.
Do we have,
dog has
okay,
business cards.
so the important question,
don't
do we have a
know.
picture of the dog?
I
It's
thought when
on
the
the
dog,
I love
business
dogs.
card. It
Oh,
is-
I wish I could bring
I'll
that
get
in.
it. I'll get it.
Okay, that's what I'm concerned about. I just want to
And
see.
I'm gonna take lots of pictures tomorrow to get on our bulletin,
See, there we
because I
go.
hadn't put it out there yet, because I wasn't sure when and how it was going to marry. So now that it's happening, there'll be lots probably on Friday. in the
Oh,
post.
good. The important things.
Fire prevention's tomorrow and Friday,
It
right?
is.
Okay, I just didn't see it on the events.
No, were you right? Yes, that's all set, and I already have vocabulary and all that ready to go for any morning to introduce you
Okay,
on the announcement.
all right,
And I think Brenda has the schedule.
all right. I will
sure.
be there probably about 9-ish. Or, the first one start at 9:30.
Whatever Brenda said.
I haven't gotten anything.
Oh. Let me see. I'll see. It may indeed be handwritten on the desk though, so we'll go from it. I'll have them reach out first then.
Not a problem. I'll be ready at 8:30. So if I have to scoot up there, but I figure school starts.
Yeah,
about-
9:30, yeah. You
Okay.
wouldn't be available till then.
Alright.
I was 7:39.
And
And Miss Leclerc knows you're in there and all that. so
Okay,
that's all set.
perfect.
Are you gonna put the truck where you did last year in the?
Yes,
far
I
lane?
will. As soon as the buses have moved along,
Yeah.
that's where I'll put the truck.
any other
Thank you.
questions? No, thanks, Dr. Brenner. IT.
Couple of highlights
Here.
from Justin.
Nope, that's not-
Drew Cooper has been probably one of the best hires that we've had in a really, really long time, because they not only have caught up with all of their help desk tickets in the first month, but he's doing additional work now. He's going above and beyond. The level of service that Drew is able to provide is incredible.
Nice.
Yes, yeah, and he doesn't waste any time. He enjoys it. He's always smiling. He's always in a good mood, which has allowed Justin to do some other things, overarching things that we really want the director to be focused on. That's allowed Daisy, the digital learning specialist, to not only service during the day, but provide after school computer science opportunities. Her and Mark Phillips are like two peas in a pod. The Lego robotics as well as the game design is a huge hit.
Nice.
It's a huge hit.
Good.
And to be able to use Mr. Fortson's, Calvin's the high performing desktops for the 3D printer and the 3D modeling. That's what some of these pictures are in the board packet. So it's really brought technology from not really doing much last year other than keyboarding to a full blown level of interest in computer science. And so Justin's going to continue to work on developing a computer science program, a 2-year program based on the curriculum at Comp Sci High, which is in the Bronx, New York City. That leads to an industry credential, begins with game design, cyber defense, which we can always use here. in
That would be
Hinsdale.
helpful.
And other courses that lead to that industry credential. So kids walk out of here with 2 years of solid computer science experience, and they can go into the field, go to get an associate's degree, or they can go into a 4-year school. So
Awesome.
lots going on. What I like is when I met Justin 3 years ago, or 2.5 years ago, whenever it was, I had asked him to consider changing the I in informational technology to instructional technology, because I really wanted him to think in terms of being the director of instructional technology. And boy, has he come around with that, because everything that's in this report is related to instructional learning, which is very different from some of the reports that we've seen last year and certainly the year before. So pretty psyched that we're moving in this direction and we'll continue to grow.
Wow.
Do you have computers with Mr. Phillips by any chance, James? How do you like that class?
Good class.
Yeah, he's an interesting cat, isn't he? Yeah, keeps us engaged. That is for sure. Has a different tie every day,
Nice.
and they're pretty wacky ties.
I had a parent suggest he be the Santa at the, at the
Wait a
craft
minute.
fair at the.
Santa's not real?
I'm just saying, like,
They're
for our
Santa's
purposes,
helpers,
we'll need
Dr.
one.
Ryan.
Yeah. He'll
He
be
can't be
Santa's helper.
everywhere.
He's an interesting dude.
Can I also add something to that?
By all means.
We kind of got an SOS from a member of the town, computer went down
Say that.
and, oh, I'm sorry.
Nope, that's fine. Take my thunder, because you were part of it.
I don't see a Wayne report in
So,
there.
so I reached out to Drew and said, they really need some help. Would you mind taking a look to see if you can help? And it, right away, he responded, and when, I don't know what happened, but I just was so,
Saved us a lot of money.
I was so happy that
was-
he just went and took it right over and did
It
it.
was very simple fix for him.
Mhm.
Completely
only
not a
one.
simple fix for us, because we were all sitting there going.
Control.
Unplugging.
Yeah,
plugging
yeah.
back in.
You know how many times, you know how many times we unplugged it? Let's leave it unplugged for the night. Yeah, but we were able to cancel the IT guy from coming, and it was one hand washes the other. I wanted to bring up, between helping with the playground and then this being able to, it's that whole blend is starting to happen, and these little things are a big thing, really, because to have an IT person, a traveling IT person come show up to do the simple fix that we all know about now.
Well, I wanted to make sure we did a shout out. because
Yes,
he,
and I was
just
planning
followed
on it.
up.
Nice.
Awesome.
So
Yeah,
great.
we really appreciated that greatly.
I love hearing about that.
That is great. And it's saving taxpayers money.
Mhm.
Just throw that
That's
out
the
there.
idea.
Right?
And with the programming for after school, we are up to 98 middle schoolers attending past, which is so incredible because
That's
it used
pretty
to
good.
be like a few.
Right.
Kayla, that is for the committee report.
Okay.
She just stole your thunder, huh?
It was
Here we go with the
and
thunder.
actually-
Stuff going on tonight.
Actually, I am the chair now, so I will. Make me, you seconded the motion.
Move along. Patty Wallace.
Okay.
She's had enough.
You have her report, and a lot of it is language I don't understand.
See, and she's not hearing my question.
Email her with questions. She loves it.
I
She's-
was
she's
just,
busy.
Mhm.
She's busy.
I was just wondering, the indicator 8, I was just wondering when and how we are communicating with families about their students' progress.
Mhm.
So,
So the progress reports go out at the same time report cards go out.
mhm.
So depending on which frequency, that's the requirement.
Okay,
So they get
so,
a separate progress report at that time.
okay, and
On
that's
their
for all of their
IEPs.
IEP
Yeah,
goals.
our case managers mail them out progress on their goals.
Okay.
And ours usually go in with their report card to the envelope.
That was really my only- that was my only question. Oh, and I originally wrote, where is this? Because the featured staff member, but then I turned the page and I found it.
It's kind of like my badge thing.
Yeah.
I came
I was
to it
like, oh, I
late.
can scribble that. I
Yeah.
found it. So that was it for me.
All right. Any questions that anybody might be able to answer? Other than those, we're good. Moving on. Facilities director report.
I think I'll allow Ms. Fortson to respond to
I don't
that.
even have it open here.
You want a paper copy?
Yes, please.
Could be better.
You
Sorry,
said-
I was on a
That
power.
was
What
part
is
of the
that?
other. it was
Yeah, the ones that came
one
paper.
yes,
Yep.
and I totally lost that.
Sorry.
Oh, there it is.
I'm like, we
You did
Oh, I
we haven't left the room.
It was when I was going through my.
I was gonna say, well, we got it earlier.
Oh, let's see. You have his report.
I don't.
We now have his report.
Okay.
I can tell you, Nate and I've been in contact quite a bit, especially with the budget coming up. He has I think the only thing left open is Primex's number for property liability insurance, so we probably won't get that one maybe till November. But he's set to go. He and I've kind of talked it over. You will see some increases. As you know, he dropped a lot of lines last year, but he just has a couple where he's like, I really need to make some headway. Our biggest fear, and I told him, just, ask for what we need. We don't want to have deferred maintenance. So we don't want to let things go to where at the point where it's like, all right, now we got to do $3 million to do this, and this. So one of the things that we have been working on is to kind of put that into play. And both he and I have been adding to the capital improvement plan that we have. And kind of starting between the two of us to figure, okay, where do we think we can fund this from? So we're kind of in that infancy, but you are going to see a couple things. And one of the things we are going to bring forth is if there is fund balance at the end of the year, I do want to move some more money into the maintenance expendable trust. We did not last year, and I would like to, just because, like, just would feel better if we had that. So, but we've had some really good hires, which has been great. We are still short a halftime night position, so the others are trying to pick up the slack a little bit, but things have been going pretty good.
And we'll have an item for non-public from facilities regarding school security.
Great. Any questions that Jane might be able to answer? Thanks, Jane. And Nate, thank you for Nate for writing it. New board business, school board goals. Yep, we set them.
Did it, check.
Did we accept those at the retreat? I can't remember the minutes. Oh, they're up in the
And
minutes.
now
from the
we
retreat.
need you, Maria.
I always.
I
need
know,
to read
when
them.
don't we need?
I know.
How long am I gonna
I
live
think
that
we
one?
did.
I've already moved on.
I feel like we
I
did.
feel like we did, but
Okay.
I'm
think-
not 100% sure.
I mean, we talked about it.
Yeah, I
right?
don't think we did. I don't think we made a motion. I think we got more mozzarella sticks and moved on.
Oops.
Yeah, it would be
Seems like
in
something we should have
the
done.
retreat minutes.
Oh, that's at the beginning.
Oh, boy, I've made such a mess of my packet going through it.
See, David, you could have gotten us mozzarella sticks tonight.
That's true.
Wait, what have we?
I
what
would
have
never
we-
say no to
That's
a
not part
mozzarella
of my
stick.
diet.
No, it doesn't say that we approved them. It just says we went through them.
We should probably have a motion to approve the new goals that were developed at the September
Like this.
15 board retreat.
I'll make that motion.
And then
He
I will
didn't say it
second
loud enough for Maria to hear that.
Maria doesn't need him to say it loud. She hears him telepathically.
She has Dr. Ryan here.
Everything. We've been all the pages.
She's like, I'll go through the recording.
So did we get
I
a
do
second?
work with
Yes,
her
I
in the other
seconded it.
room.
Seconded. Any more discussion on that?
I feel like we discussed that one.
We
today.
did. Pretty
Yeah,
much.
we're good.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So moved. Housework done. School board handbook.
Working on it.
Yep.
Yeah, so I haven't
So
moved
far,
in,
so
gotten
good.
past chapter 3 yet. I have 4 through 9. I haven't touched it because we were focused on strategic plan, and then I get sick. So
Mhm.
working on it. But you know it's coming, so
Yes.
and you've approved it already, so it's on its way.
So the next thing is strategic plan.
Fantastic. So we have submitted to you the guts of the strategic plan, and what you have is basically the 4 priority areas. Under each priority area, there is a goal, an impact statement. The impact statement is essentially the evidence that we're looking to use to determine when we've achieved the goal. The plan, which is basically how are we going to get there. Each goal has that exact format for all 4 priority areas. What will go into the public document is the goal, the plan, and that's it. The impact statement and the how we will get there will be in a living document like this, but it's not necessarily for the public piece that I've already asked Mr. Leary. Actually, Sean, do you mind coming up to the microphone? Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce you to the chair of the steering committee of the strategic planning. And so Sean and I had a conversation in the past and again tonight that he would lay out, graphically design the strategic plan for us so that it would include those items I just mentioned, as well as an introduction from the board chair and some other ancillary information at the beginning, which if you look at some of the examples that we provided for you from other school districts, it's basically some demographic information about the districts, the welcome from the board chair, the mission, the vision, maybe a couple of other pieces about the district. And then it dives into, here's what matters to us. This is what we believe. And these are the things that we're going to do. This has been what, almost 18 months at this point of work.
It's been a while, well, even before that.
A
Mhm,
lot of
really.
people's hands have touched this. A lot of people's eyes have been on it. We did a ton of work this summer as an administrative team, refining the information that we got from the steering committee, which was refined by the steering committee from the information you received from the team captains, which was refined from the information that was gathered during the data gathering phase. I would say that this is a pretty well informed document based on all of that. Could we have gotten more input? Yeah, probably, but I don't think there's anyone that would ever say that they were perfectly comfortable with all of the information that they got, that they would say, no, we could never get more information. We certainly could have, like anybody else.
Yeah.
But I don't know, Sean, if you had any thoughts, if you had a chance to review this,
I have had a chance to review it. It's actually a really good document. I like the way that it's laid out. I appreciate, in particular, hey, if we do a good job at this goal, this is what we're going to see. I think just from my past school board stuff, and those of you who have served with before on the school board, that was a piece that was always missing. So that was one of the things that really stood out when I was reading it. It's a really good plan. It's a good document.
Yeah,
awesome.
I agree.
But how?
I know, right?
But how will we know?
Right, that was always the question,
Yeah,
right?
right.
How are we gonna know that we actually accomplished
Yep.
that, right? But this
Let's
lays
go
that
check.
out, which I think is really important. And being a living document, right? You can, if there's something that you find isn't working the way that you thought it would, you can tweak it. You can move things around to better fit the reality, of what's happening.
Certainly teaching and learning with 6 goals should be that large, right? That's what we're in the business of. But I will say, I'm excited about the innovative approach through the finance, facilities, and technology priority goal area, where we obviously working to run an efficient organization, keeping the cost at a minimum, but really also capitalizing on opportunities to generate revenue and making that part of the strategic plan. Like, that is a major goal of the finance department in this plan, is to generate revenue, to shrink that middle part that then costs taxpayers less to fund the school district. So that, I found that to be pretty exciting. So we have it. It's been under, I think I sent it to you a couple of weeks ago. I think it was, we got that to you very early, and wanted to give you an opportunity to review it. We would be more than happy to answer any questions about it, if you had any for clarification or otherwise.
Did anybody have any?
Of course I do.
There's a shot there.
So I have a few, but some of them I can also just, I don't have.
No, you're the only one, so we can say your part.
Okay. So
Say it.
my first, I guess, my only concern with the whole thing was the handwriting program. It says by the end of 2029. Are we planning on waiting
What
4
goal?
years?
Start with the goal.
Sorry, so I am on goal 5.
Goal 5.
The
Under teaching and
second
learning.
page, yes.
Yeah.
So by the end of 2029, and then it's the first one, implementation of a handwriting program. I just.
I think by the end of 2027.
Yeah, at the
So
end
do
of,
I.
so it's after vocabulary, so if you
Yes.
scroll down.
Okay.
Sorry, we didn't paginate this.
Oh, I see.
So that by the end of the strategic plan, by
Oh,
2029, implementation will, with monitored effectiveness, will have been implemented.
Okay, so
So
prior
up
to-
above,
Yeah,
by
above.
writing,
Okay,
it's much more clear.
okay.
Yeah, by the end of 20, there is. And so a more direct approach, and again, these are for our operational planning.
So essentially what we were thinking with this section, and we revised it a number of times, but essentially what we're thinking of, it's the 25-26 school year right now. So we have work to do right now. Some of that is selection. Get things in place by 26, 27, particularly for writing. We don't have something specific. We have components of it within our ELA curriculum, but it's
Okay,
not.
good. That
there's
was my,
gaps.
like, we're working on handwriting, right?
Yes, in a very non.
Programmatic way.
Comprehend, yeah, we're not vertically aligned.
Okay.
And we have components of previous curriculum, new curriculum. There are concerns about the new curriculums, fine motor skills. The OT and Anna Bassett looked at it together. And so there's something that we have to sort out.
Okay.
So right now we have a few different programs happening,
Mhm.
but that is not helpful.
Right, yeah, that's been going on.
So it's not happening, but
Okay.
potpourri is not our plan.
Mhm.
And so anyway, so this year honing in on that so that we start solid plan for next year or by spring, depending, however we get there. Some of that work started very tail end, like May and June of last year. Anna had done some survey summary work analysis. That's when the OT conversation happened to review what my view had. So really this year, next year, it's going.
Okay.
And then in 27, 28, 28, 29, it's happened and
showing,
so that's why it's that second layer. Because we wanted to show, actually, we want to do this very soon, but we want to monitor it.
Right.
So that's why it's sectioned out that way.
I was just like, do we not have anything? Because
we have several things.
Yeah, that's.
We have more than we need.
I know that makes teaching super fun.
29's not that far away either.
I
mean, It's not like it's
I
6
mean,
years
4
away.
years with no handwriting is a
Yeah.
big, that's a long,
No,
that's a whole
we
group of.
Definitely have
Have you
handwriting,
seen
but
our kids' handwriting
we are
now?
definitely seeing
what
that
I'm
our
concerned.
handwriting is,
My
handwriting and
kids-
spelling are major concerns.
Yes.
I received so many lovely notes from children and jokes from them and apology letters. And we need to work on it.
Right. Agreed.
But it's already coming along because we're using my view in a harder way and we're honing in the other things that we're using, but we need to land on something with at all 3 tiers so that it lines up. Even things like in the little grade, the youngest grades, the words that, down belly and a hat for number 5. Is that what we're gonna say? Or are we gonna say something different? What are the
You want the
mnemonics
language
that
to
we're
be
gonna
the same.
use, all that needs
Down
to
belly
line.
and a hat.
Down belly and a hat to write the number 5. Yeah. You should come over more.
No, I've lost track of the conversation.
I have small children and I've never.
Well, that's like see me make a D.
Right, yeah. So all those
Kinds of fun
mnemonics
stuff.
aren't lined up right now. And we need it lined up from the general ed setting
Right.
to those who are getting targeted needs, to those who are, maybe receiving special ed services. All that has to line too.
Right.
So, but that's definitely a gap.
One addition in here too, I don't know if we talked about, we may have talked about it on committee, was we're gonna add a glossary of terms. So as you work through the teaching and learning piece, you clearly see that there are acronyms and some
Yeah.
terms
Mhm.
that people
I
may
did
not
circle
understand
it.
because they're just not familiar with them.
Mhm.
So we've already started a glossary of terms and we'll expand that to include all of the different things we talk about that are, pretty much.
I know, I was
easy
gonna
for
say,
us
so
when we talk about it.
APA
For
says,
that,
APA says if you're gonna use an acronym, you're supposed to have it before.
Well, we're not following APA 7 here,
So
not
like for
graduate
just
level
the
paper.
teaching and learning section, I think the glossary I started is like 3 pages long.
Right.
Just for that
Oh,
goal.
wow.
So that's already done. I don't know about the other section.
Yeah, we'll expand it with some of the other
Be a
language.
dictionary.
relative to-
Yeah.
Well, teaching and learning, we have a lot to learn.
Yeah,
That's
right.
true.
Yeah.
And there's so many acronyms for everything.
So
Yes.
that part already went to Dr. Ryan, so that's.
Oh,
already
good.
done.
Any more discussion? Any more questions?
Just like some, like 10%, if we're gonna decrease by 10%, like from what?
Annually.
Okay, annually, that's perfect.
Yeah, and that's a previous goal, I believe.
Yeah, just looking at all of them, I saw a lot of 10%, and then there was, I wrote, that's an enthusiastic goal to one of them. Because the 100% are always a little,
Yeah,
you know. It's a lofty goal.
They're good to aspire.
But they were like 100% of classrooms implement core daily routines.
Yeah, that
That
one
is
I
a
get,
doable.
because that's a
That is
teacher
doable,
thing,
yeah.
yeah. When it's students, I was like, oh, all right. 100% of students implement goal setting routines.
Mhm. Again, that actually is
That's a
a
big-
teacher goal.
It's a
So
big one.
in my, in my update tonight, I talked about the review cycles that we're implementing. So the teacher goal, that 100% of students have goals.
Oh, okay, so just having goals.
Yep.
I was like, oh, goal setting routines. Like getting my kid to follow. a routine. So, yeah, I think that was,
You good?
that was my biggest concern.
I didn't have any questions. Does anybody else have any questions? It's still a draft, so we're not.
Still a draft until we bring back the magical masterings of Sean Leary's graphic design skill.
It will be beautiful.
Yes, I'm sure it will be.
At which point it will be in final form, then
And then
ready
we
for
can
approval.
approve.
So our goal would be, our goal, we'd love to have it back in November. That is all dependent upon the time that it would take to do it. So if we're able to have it back to you in final form by November, we will. Otherwise, it would be our December meeting if that gives you enough time, Sean.
October's, yeah, maybe. Maybe.
Okay. Maybe's work, maybe's good. But the guts of it, the stuff we're actually doing,
Yeah.
that's critical, that we needed you to see now,
Yeah.
because we've already started working on some of these areas. And we have budget development, so some of these areas
Yeah,
need to
there's
be factored
budgeting.
into what we're going to spend the money on.
And Kayla, if you have more questions, Anna and I and Jeannie were the admins on that. So you can learn to get the bigger one.
Yes, it is.
So it's three of us, so reach out to any of us
Okay,
with any more questions.
All right, well, thank you for all the work that's been put into that.
Yeah.
Budget transfer request
I just have a question mark on this page.
Thank you, Sean.
on it.
I was like, huh? What is this?
I know, I'm like, I don't know what those
Budget
numbers
tran-
mean.
Budget transfer request,
Moving money,
it's moving money.
but what?
So, our ESL stuff, our
It does say.
second language, we weren't able to fill that position, so we filled it a different way. So
Oh, I think
it
that was
just
my
happened
budget
over.
request.
I know, you guys were chatting though.
It's like, here, I'll step in.
Who was gonna discuss it?
We were rock, paper, scissors, which I've gotten better at, right?
But since I was in
You
that,
let me win.
Marginally.
I was in that meeting, so I knew what it was.
All right, let's go. Puck drop in
Okay.
3 minutes.
Oh,
You're not gonna. make it.
because we didn't hire an ESL teacher, we asked and Mr. Frazier agreed to add a sixth class. So this is moving money from the ESL salary line from the ESL line to my salary line to cover for his sixth class.
Okay,
And we still don't have a plan for the elementary school. Still in development.
Is there anybody who's not receiving services because of this?
There's one at the elementary school that plan is still being developed.
any other questions? No? So I need
It's a bummer though.
a motion to approve the line item, the budget, whatever are they calling it? The
Budget change form
Transfer.
or?
Transfer, thank you. The
Okay, so budget.
budget line
change.
budget line item transfers.
So
I-
that's the whole 12-9.
And I'm assuming the 780, is that like retirement or something? or-
Yes.
Okay.
The ESL line does not have retirement because it was a part-time position that was
Oh.
funded. So I'm pulling from the two lines, FICA and on the wage line, to move over to the three lines where, because it's a New Hampshire retirement covered position.
I will make a motion to accept the budget line transfer. Is that right?
I mean, that's what I said. I
You
don't know if
know,
it's right,
you know
but
what
that's what I
you
said.
know my motion, okay?
We understand it anyway.
Yeah,
With this transfer, I really, for budget building purposes, I want it highlighted in red that funds have been moved to. So next year, when we're building this budget, I don't, the
We
line,
remember.
we remember
Right,
with an explanation. Obviously, we have to do it,
Right.
but I want, when we go at it, we don't look at a number and go, oh, we can cut there. Or why is that? Like,
One of the things that I do, just so that you're aware, is I keep all of these.
Yeah.
Especially because if the auditors are like, Jane, like this change, I have to have them available and
Mhm.
approved. I can't just willy-nilly go do it. One of the things that I do, Wayne, is if we're gonna make that same transfer year after year, it's like, okay, time out.
Yeah, move it.
Move the funds where they
Right.
need to
And-
go.
and-
But that is exactly what I do. I keep a very close eye. In past districts, I would, because there were a lot of budget transfers. I'm like, here are the budget transfers you did during the year, you'd hand them out to all the principals. We're not at that point because most of ours are from the district level, but I am tracking these because if it's year after year after year, it's time to.
Well,
relook at it.
and that for me is, the bottom line's bottom line
Mhm.
in the end of the year, as
Yeah.
long as we stay within that number. But if we have it highlighted and see it year after year, we need to make an increase there. And also be looking at what money we need to remove from somewhere else. So we're not nickel and diming something that's already not making it. But if we keep making the budget work because we're transferring funds, we can't see the shortcoming in it. And that's how, and that's just as important as being fiscally responsible, as knowing where we are already shortchanging something.
One of the things in our budget, you guys don't see it, but the administration sees it. As we're working on it, they have an extra year that they have to view that I cut off when I actually do the full budget. The other thing they have is, what was our proposed budget? That is without budget transfers. What did we propose? What did we post on June 30th of that year? And then what were the actual? So they have those two columns that they can compare and take a look. And in a lot of those cases, I will at some point, like I have a margin that I put notes in, I have them put notes in. I have people initials so that I know if it's my note, Anna's note, Molly's note, whoever it happens to be. And I track, like if you guys take something out, I put a note in there. It was removed by the school board on the whatever meeting. Because when someone goes, yeah, we have that in there, we're like, yeah, no, it got removed at this point. So I track that, Wayne, and one of the things I'll do is point out, because when you're looking at it, it's this huge overage, I'll put something in there that there was a transfer done. And that's kind of our internal notes. I keep those notes as we move forward. And they have each year over year, they have those budgets, so they can go back to the previous year and see what was in there.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yep.
So did we get a second? No, we made the motion.
I was gonna say, I made the motion,
made
so
the
I
motion.
can't second.
I'll second it.
Any more discussion on it? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So moved.
Thank you. He's really enjoying it.
Policy final readings.
I've been looking forward to this.
There's a stack of them.
This is the final readings, not the first readings.
Right.
There are only 4, and
Well-
3 to count. 1 doesn't really count because you're rescinding it. It's your expertise right here, Kendra.
Yes, it is.
So I had a couple questions, just because I wasn't prepared for it last time.
Let me open up my policy folder.
Sorry,
That's
so our
okay.
final readings. print over it.
Too bad you don't have the paper version.
Don't need it.
You should see his little fingers.
I think I
Smoke.
But one of those keys come off.
The
I'm
parental
losing
bill
it
of
now.
rights, the parental bill of rights,
Yes.
it's taking, we're already doing most of these, right? In other policies,
Can you?
baby,
No, I
sorry,
know that, but I'm sorry, I have to get back.
okay.
I have to get out of this area. Because I don't think these policies, there they are. Final readings. God, Maria, you are so good.
She is really good.
So AB, yeah, the New Hampshire Parental Bill of Rights is a brand new policy as a result of a law. So it's now required by law for us to have it.
Most
so
of these things.
Most of
these
what
things
we're being asked to do in this policy are already taken.
in other
place.
policies, right?
Correct.
Right, okay. So
Correct.
does anything in this policy change any of our other policies? Was my question.
No.
Okay.
No, because they would have been redirected to, and that's based on what's down below,
Mhm.
where you see cross references
Okay.
and all of the different other policies. And so everything has already been aligned to what those are.
Then my other question was, it says that for that policy at the very end, pursuant to RSA 189, each year in school board district's annual report each year, we have to put this policy in our annual book every year?
Yes, as part of the school district section of the annual report.
It just
will
needs to be in
appear.
there.
Yes.
Okay. It
Yeah.
seems ridiculous.
I,
That's just my opinion.
yeah,
It's the
I wouldn't
law.
have voted for it if I were a representative, but
Yeah.
unfortunately, a majority have, and so we're gonna have to abide by it.
All right. And then in,
I have a
Oh.
quick question about that one too.
okay, go ahead.
So the wording of so it's A11.
All
So,
parental rights are reserved.
well, it's the
Or is it
one under
A1?
there.
Oh, it's A11.
A11.
Yes,
So to direct the upbringing and moral or religious training,
yes.
I just feel like that is such a broad, like we talk about like morality in school, and that's like
Right. What that is merely an acknowledgement that that's the parental
Right.
rights.
right. That's what I'm saying. So
It's not saying that we can't talk about morality.
okay.
What it's saying is that we just have to be aware of and cognizant of that it's up to the parents, that it's their right to direct the upbringing and moral or religious training. And so if we are doing something in school that they would oppose or disapprove of, that it's their right to be able to do so. And so we have other policy that allows them to do that. But this is merely just an acknowledgement that we, now it's in policy, that we understand that it is the parents' right to direct the moral upbringing.
Okay.
That's all.
Okay. So we're still allowed to talk about like
Mhm.
morality.
Yes.
Okay. That's what I was like, I feel like this is bad territory.
Not really our choice, though. It's the law.
Right. I know. That's why I was like,
Yeah,
What
so
do you
if we
mean?
get challenged
Okay.
on things, we come at it from a viewpoint of, this is your right to challenge us on it, of course, and so we're gonna engage in the conversation
okay.
with you
So
in accordance with some of our other policies that kind of frame how that happens.
okay. Okay, cute. That was it.
So for EHAJ, the AI one,
EHAG,
yeah, EHAG.
Inside this just as a big
So the generative artificial intelligence is very scary. And I just want to make sure that because I've seen reports and whatnot from kids using it to help them with homework. And then it going from helping them with homework to helping them kill themselves, right?
Yeah.
It's because this type of AI is it learns and it's very personal and whatnot. So how are we preventing that as far as the school is, as far as in school?
so in terms of preventing how students are using generative AI on school grounds, it's monitored through technology. And so in Justin's report, he did report out the firewall and the new web browser, how it actually blocked us out of NWEA or MAT testing. It's that part was fixed.
Is that what?
That's what it was.
Oh, geez.
So we're able to regulate and monitor through that. However, once a student leaves us at the end of the school day, we have to rely on the counseling and the climate and the work that we've already done with all of our kids and know who our kids are. We have to rely on that for them to be safe when they go home and they use either social media or they're jumping onto ChatGPT or whatever it is that they're choosing.
So my question really pertains to like what are we doing in that area for the kids? Like, how are we educating the kids using it so they know that this can be dangerous and
That's the
you know,
plan that has to be
this is not your
developed.
friend, this is a computer.
Yeah, so that's the plan that has to be developed as a result of this policy. And so once this policy is approved, the plan is then, and that's why we call Justin EHAG. Justin's chief responsibility will be then to develop that plan in concert with teachers who are going to assist him in doing that.
So we don't have that yet, but
No.
it's being developed. Okay,
Correct.
so that'll
It
be
will
coming
be
soon.
developed
Yeah.
And
once
that's
the
as a
vol- the
policy,
policy
yeah.
is-
That's part of the policy too. when
Yeah, I know, I
incorporated
saw
and
that,
used
but I
in a
was like,
responsible and ethical
I
manner.
just hadn't heard anything about it, so I'm like, and something had come across
Yeah,
for me, and I was
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
and when I read this policy, I was like, okay.
Mhm.
I just wanted more clarification.
And it's a recommended policy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Just ignoring it, not adopting it. And I'm not saying that's what this board would do. There may be
Mm.
some boards that do that.
Mhm.
That's not gonna make it any
No.
easier.
Doesn't make it go away.
It's really hard, actually, so it makes it worse. So,
Yeah.
yeah, we'll address it that way.
And how often, I mean, are we using it very often right now? In
I don't know,
classrooms?
Anna, are we using ChatGPT at all?
The two of them are.
I know,
She's in a deep
yes.
relationship with ChatGPT.
We're in a fight right now.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it tomorrow, David.
And it says, don't you tell me
We're gonna fight.
AI is not my friend.
Some teachers are building it into, instead of trying to fight against it, building it into like, use AI to create an outline for X, or
Mhm.
teaching kids how to use it as a tool intentionally, so that they can, instead of trying to say, don't use it, because that's not
Right.
realistic.
Right.
Teaching them how they can use it in a way that is supportive for their classes. So there
Okay.
is some of that going on.
Yep.
All
Which
right.
is perfect.
That
That's
makes
what
me
we
Teachers,
feel
do.
if
better.
it's boring, they won't use it.
Right,
Right, yeah.
if you tell them.
Exactly.
Tell
It's
them not
cool.
to, it's gonna be cool.
Tell them it's Facebook, they won't.
Okay. I just wanted more information on it.
Yeah, no, that's great.
And then on, is this one still, yeah, the appendix IJ, thank
JICJ
you.
R1,
We're rescinding it?
we are,
I'm confused.
because we just had a new policy that we wrote, it
Oh,
replaces
okay,
this.
so this is the old policy for the, and then,
And the
but it's
new.
still in place, okay.
Yeah, we just need to rescind it as a board and then we
Okay.
can remove it from our manual.
That was my confusion.
We're
Like, we
saying have
just-
at it with the
We just
chemicals.
implemented it. I was like, why are we getting rid of it already? Okay. All right, and those questions are for the first reading. So, does anybody else have any questions for the final reading? No? Okay. So we need a motion to accept the final readings of all those letters as a group.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Any more discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Any
Aye.
opposed? So moved. Okay.
Are we allowed to say with all those letters?
Well,
Yeah.
Maria will put the letters in
Maria.
the meeting.
Thank you, Maria, you're great.
She has a harder time.
I mean,
typing through
I
us
could-
Putting together a motion
I
than
know.
she does.
She's like, please don't, just
I
let
could
me do it."
try to, I could try to
Not
say
gonna
all
know.
these letters, but I don't want to butcher them.
I just
One
wanted
thing
to
we
make
are
sure
good
that-
at.
I
Sorry.
know,
Bleep, bleep.
we
We
love
we
to-
speak April.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
we love to just throw things at Maria. She makes it happen.
I know, she's the it girl. Okay, so for the first readings, the chemical hygiene plan,
Yeah, so that is the template for the actual plan.
okay,
And so the EBCH E1 that we're asking, we're taking that down from our site. That's the template for the plan. The actual policy is EBCH,
okay.
Chemical Safety and Chemical Hygiene Plan. We don't have that in our manual. Somehow we missed that. We
I
went
was
right
just
to
gonna
the,
ask,
went right to the template.
in the handbook was my question.
Yeah.
This is in the handbook.
Oopsie.
The template is,
Okay,
right? That's not the correct one. That's the one we want to pull out.
okay,
All right.
so this will replace
So
it.
this will be correcting that by having the actual policy in there. And then the plan or the template that we're pulling out is still being worked on
Yeah.
by Nate and some other folks. And we talked about that in policy committee about who should have a say in that. It's the nurse, food service,
Yeah,
the art teachers, that kind of thing. So what we would like the board to do is rescind EBCH E1 because it's not ready for prime time. And we're going to replace it after the final reading next month with EBCH.
okay. All right. Makes sense. Oh, for the BBA-R,
Yes.
I wrote down, fill this info should be in handbook. Will it be? Does it need to be a policy? Question mark?
So all BBAR is the same thing as BBAA,
Okay,
but,
Right
and
here.
because this is what the
I'm
School
too
Boards
tired for this.
Association did, right?
sorry.
They took the Hampshire Part ED 303, which is the substantive duties of school boards,
Mhm.
which is the regulation that school boards follow, slapped it into the policy, named it school board power and duty, and passed that off as a policy.
Oh.
So what they've recommended is get that out of there, because all you need to do is look up your school regulations, ED 303. Because BBAA, the first policy, school board member authority,
Mhm.
is all of that language. It's actual language as opposed to the bulleted outline that you see
Okay,
and the one I'm asking you to rescind. Does that make sense?
yes,
Same policy, different way of
Yes.
presenting it.
yeah,
Okay.
I was just confused it.
And then the, those in the J's, those are all homeless education dispute or homeless, children and unaccompanied youth. Patty Wallace was at a conference on McKinney-Vento, and they recommend that all boards just review their policies, make sure they're up to date. Policy committee did review all 4 of them, and they are all up to date. And so all they would just need to be you don't have to approve them, you would just list them as having been reviewed by the board, but we wanted to include them on the document.
I had a question on the IHBI, alternative learning,
Yes.
Just have that one.
and under, where am I? Under evaluation criteria, right after that, the appeal process is taken out, or is it not appealable? It's all
Well,
crossed out.
so let's have a quick look. So we're going down. I know the ELO
But-
process definitely has an appeal process.
Yeah, this was a different.
It's alternative learning.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, we're in the alternative learning. Yeah, so appeal process is
It's
not
the
there. Was it, did we
It's like
move
the
it?
5th paragraph from the bottom.
Yeah, it's down, I mean, it's down on page. Oh, that's not
Page number,
paginated, so
sorry.
it's on that page.
If you start at the beginning, it's 1, 2, 3, 4th page of the policy. In my packet anyway.
I should have kept that because I had a question about that too. Where it is.
So, yeah, I mean, it looks as though the appeal process was removed. However, that doesn't remove the opportunity for the student to appeal superintendent. We missed that, I think, Kendra, in our committee meeting. And that wasn't a question we had.
Excuse me.
I think we can probably forgive you
I
on
think
that
Molly
because
missed it.
I certainly, she really did.
It just seemed weird to
there we
take out
go.
the appeal process of, for something they can elect to
I don't
do.
know why they took it out.
Because there's an approval process, so there should be an appeal process to it, right?
That's like state law though, right?
Wait a minute. which one?
Oh, you're there.
Yeah, that's where I, that one I did.
Or is it taken out because anybody can appeal anything?
I was
pretty
gonna say,
much?
that's like a
Always.
That was the
state, that's a
question.
federal
Yeah.
law that you can appeal
Well, yeah.
any decision.
Part NHED
Oh, it
200
used to
gives
be.
you the
Right.
authority to start at the lowest level. So
Right.
if it is, one of the principals denies an alternative learning program, then the appeal goes to the superintendent.
Right.
Don't
And
like
then-
that, goes to the school board. If they
Right.
don't like it, goes to the state board.
Right.
Right.
So
That
is it,
applies to everything.
so is
That's
it
what I
just
thought.
being taken out of the policy because? it
I
could
would
be
say that's
appealed?
logical to me, and
Okay.
I'm comfortable with that.
Okay,
There's just not a specific appeal process that's laid out, as in,
right.
so, in the where's the yellow?
And it does lay out the whole process that you just said, all your words, they're right here.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's crossed
So,
out.
but it's already
but-
codified,
right,
so they,
right.
Right, So maybe it's
I'm
just
guessing they
redundant.
eliminated it there.
Just to shorten it up, maybe.
And what IHBH says is the principal or her designee has the authority to basically certify different things, approve the ELO, but if it's turned down, they can appeal to the principal. So it does say that in the ELO,
Okay.
but it doesn't in the alternative learning. And I guess my thinking on that would be that alternative learning is more of the umbrella of all the different things that we can do for students that aren't even programs, right? So if I have a student who they, whatever the issue is, I give them a way to achieve their mastery of competencies, a way to do it other than what I would do for anyone else in that class. If they don't like it, then I wouldn't assign it to them, right? But for an ELO, it's a program. There are steps.
Right.
You satisfy the steps. If you're not approved, then you can appeal that. But for alternative learning, the only way I would see an appeal happening is if somebody went to Ms. Roth and said, we want to do this. And if she said, no, I don't like the sound of that, that doesn't seem like it's going to work, then they would just appeal that up to the superintendent. That makes more sense to me. So that would be why that's why I have no problem with the appeal process being taken out of that.
Okay. It was curious to me that it was being taken out.
Yeah,
so
well, you
it's like
stunned
this.
us for a second, but I think like, why wouldn't it be there?
Right, yeah.
It is redundant to say that every time though.
Yeah.
I think
Alright.
they worded it.
It's more clear.
Yeah,
Both of them are
Yep.
much more clear.
I like it better, which doesn't happen often, so.
Let me write that down.
All right, anybody else have any other questions?
Not me, if I ask my questions in the policy.
Yeah, right.
They were excellent questions.
All right, so I need a motion to accept the first readings of these lettered policies that Maria will put in the notes.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second. Oh, Kendra, you can have that one.
Ken just got it
As a first read.
as a first reading, yeah. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So moved.
And then do we need to separately do the McKinney-Vento, like just the acknowledgement?
No, those can stay on the table as
Okay.
first reads,
Yeah.
and because if you have questions, you can ask them when we come back. I mean, just because they're updated in accordance with the sample policies of the School Boards Association, doesn't mean that you can't adjust them. So if there are some things in there you either want to add or strike, we can certainly do that at the final reading. Okay. But they are up to date in accordance with the sample policy manual.
All right. Other business. So I just have one quick thing. So we're getting our packets printed now.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, Maria. And
Sorry.
I don't know how everybody else feels about it, but I would like to be able to pick them up on Friday because I have the weekend to go over them. And if we can get them by noon, that'd be great. I know that everybody's been sick and there's been a lot going on lately. So Maria has had trouble getting some of the reports.
Yeah, she did, didn't she?
But
It's usually me.
Oh, I've sent mine on Saturday morning.
yeah, we've gotten his late before too. Even last year, it wasn't always on time. But so I would like it, if at all possible. I don't know what time frame she needs to have it done by noon on Friday.
If we have our reports to Maria by Thursday, what do you think, Maria? Would that
She
be?
does ask for them by Wednesday.
Wow, so you guys are
Why I'm
all
asking
just.
for the next day?
Maria needs to be weird to say she's too nice to it.
The thing is, we do get them in our email, so we can go through them in our email real quick, and then on Monday or whenever the packet part is ready, we can grab them. I know that I start off in my email and go as quickly like on things that I can, just to get it in my head, and then when my packet comes, I'm like, okay, highlighter.
I want to do as
this.
little as we can to make Maria's
I
life
know,
worse.
that's
I
I do feel like.
Yeah, I like the live link to you electronically as well.
Yeah,
so
that, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I like that part.
This was I think.
This was,
Well,
I know this week was weird
an
and there was a
exceptional
lot going on. I'm just saying like in general, because it
Yeah.
wasn't just this week, it was, last year and, this year and stuff. So I'm just wondering to help Maria out. If you guys could get your reports, I mean, I know there's a lot, even, and if there's stuff that's maybe last minute, you can bring it to the meeting and we can discuss it that, and if it's not in your report, that kind of thing. But I'm just, one, trying to help Maria, so she isn't all frazzled trying to get us our written reports. I can look things up online. I don't comprehend it as well as if I have it on paper. I don't know why my brain works that way. It just doesn't work that way.
That's the way it works.
Especially with reading policies and stuff like that. You do it easier with, brain works on paper. So it's just a request.
We endeavor to have one.
We shall all.
And
endeavor.
I do understand stuff happens.
I think you all have a lot on your plates already,
Yes,
so
there's
I
a
don't
lot
want
going on. Yes.
I love the fact that Molly showed, goes, we do get requested for Wednesday.
I know.
It's almost always me. I'm owning my own. But like, I'll be like on Thursday, I'm like, I'll work on it tomorrow, Maria. Oh, it's fine. It's fine. Enabling me.
I mean, I obviously like to have them, but I really do think like it's so much to ask them to do it too. And some of you put so much effort into it and it's so much, and I just.
Well, I mean,
like
even before we
it's a
did it
lot.
electronically, they had to be mailed out on Friday. I always got mine on Saturday, no problem. There was no issue. So so I feel like there shouldn't be an issue. Just saying.
So Sean, how about you come and
Just
pick them up and bring them to us?
trying to ask nicely.
I can't talk about post office like the privacy, I'm just saying that sometimes it has been picked up in the office and some of you gotten 2 hours later.
Oh, okay. All right, well, I wasn't aware of that when they were being mailed.
Mine home with my children.
Okay, so I want to make it easier for Maria. Maria's got to deliver it to your kids.
They can come get it themselves.
We shall endeavor
I'm just,
to have them
it's
in on
just a
time.
quest.
Yes.
I'm gonna make
Thank
Audrey
you.
come get mine.
Thank
That's
you.
fine.
It's not my request. I think you're doing great. She doesn't speak for the board.
I did say,
Yeah, he does.
I preferenced it.
Before that
Not in
accidentally
this.
goes
She's speaking
somewhere.
just for
I did
herself.
preference it that it was my request, like I was bringing it up.
Calendar event because Maria had one on Wednesdays and now it's on Mondays, and by the time Wednesday comes around, I forget. The Monday event says.
She did
"See you
mention that.
Wednesday," and then
There
I
is
just
a
go, oh,
lot
that's
of
not today.
Yes.
Wednesday. That's tomorrow's problem.
That's tomorrow.
That's true.
So I'm gonna make myself a new calendar event.
I'm just gonna shorten mine. Next month, I'll tell you right now, budget audit, there you go, that's my month.
Jane, are you gonna be a problem?
Jane did hers verbally this month, so.
Okay, all right. So any other business, any other board business? Okay, committee reports. Budget committee.
Forgot about that.
We are finally gonna have a meeting on October 15th.
That is amazing.
I know. So me and Jane, I assume Jane will be there.
Yes, I will be providing year-to-date through 9/30
Okay.
expenditure, and I'm also gonna be providing a over/under for the last year. So going into it, we know what was overspent, what was underspent. Not everything, but as much detail as I can.
All right, community connections. I'm getting a bunch of information out. Thank you for the weekly flyers. Those are always helpful.
I don't know how.
Facilities maintenance. Wayne?
We have a bunch of meetings scheduled.
I think the end of the month.
Yeah, end of the month, yeah. So we'll have, we'll have an update after the end of this month for the next meeting.
Okay. HASP, you guys just met, yes?
We did. I don't know where my notes are.
Oh.
She sure got that one
could've
thing
said
out,
that one
didn't she?
little
I found him.
I should have grabbed that.
So we had to nominate and elect people. That was fun.
Who got nominated as chair?
Dr. Ryan nominated me as chair after I opened my big mouth first. That blew up in my face. So we've redone that. We have 132 elementary students who are doing HASP registered and 98 in the middle school, which is just, I can't even.
Huge.
That's amazing.
Mhm.
That makes me very happy. That's, Dr. Bremner already said, October 16th is the pumpkin carving, and that's with HASP. I think those were the only things I wrote about. Kendra, did you take other notes?
Deborah's all good.
I did.
Oh, yes, all of the, that's the measures that she has to do.
Oh, yep.
Elementary was good.
Yeah, you had one.
Yes. SAS.
Yeah. And it did improve. It just didn't go up a
Didn't
whole
meet the
level.
measure.
Right,
Right.
Yeah.
which is excessive to ask for, so it's their fault.
We're gonna put all of the HASP employees, including the students who work in HASP, through ALS training as well as CPI for the
Oh,
verbal
wow.
and disengagement training.
Oh, good.
So we'll do that up through the professional development and Thanksgiving week.
Nice.
CPR and choking.
They'd like to. Yeah, we're trying to
Working on
figure
it.
out how we can fit it in.
All right, legislation. There are 200 bills that are being tracked by the NSBA so far. And there are 46 bills that are being carried over and retained from last year that are in committees and whatnot.
Insanity.
So it's obviously too much to go over. You
Yeah.
guys all have the links to look at this.
Some are frightening.
Yes, some are very,
Again.
yes. And some are repeats. Every year it seems like they come up, so
I know.
it doesn't matter what the scores are.
I think they just stopped.
Yeah. Policy, I think we've hit that quite a bit.
There's
I
nothing
think
else.
we're
to
good.
Hey, bless her.
say. We've said it, it's done.
It's done. Select board, Mark is not here tonight. Strategic, Mike, is there anything from the,
He's not.
oh, he didn't, oh, he left?
Yep.
Okay.
It's gone down nice.
Yeah, he's. alive.
Strategic,
We'll
pl-
give it to him.
yeah.
Yeah. She's like, "Ah, I can't do it."
Strategic Plan Steering Committee. We have the draft.
Just gonna say, we have not met again.
No?
We had the pleasure of the company of the chair.
Yeah.
That's why I'm here tonight.
Yeah.
And thank you for reminding me why I don't miss the policy.
Well, you should have been here for the
Oh,
NHSBA resolution.
that was a.
Oh, that was exciting stuff.
I don't know why we had such
We had a hard time with that, I know.
It was obscene.
It
I
was
received
torturous.
counsel from outside colleagues on how to do that next year.
Oh, good.
On how to work with what you're working
Right.
Let's see that.
You
I'll
can,
help
You can, it's fine.
that was more painful.
I have
I'll take-
never.
I'll take
We
it.
have to do that every year. Never
I
have I
know.
But we
ever.
don't have to do it like that.
No, no,
We shouldn't. That was rough.
sorry.
You know, pretty
Tuition
busy.
Exploratory Committee.
We've also not met.
Gave the update today.
Yep.
25 tuitions.
Wellness.
I got
Our quarterly meetings are scheduled. I think the first one is in a week or 2 weeks, I think.
I
Thank
didn't
you,
look at the
Maria.
dates. I just saw that I have them.
She asked me if she should do it, and I said, look, if you don't, I know I won't. have to do it."
If you don't, nobody will.
Nobody's getting them. Hit the button.
So thank you for that, Maria.
All right, citizens' comments. Anybody in the audience?
Sean.
Sean, you got anything?
Thanks for having me, and I will endeavor to have that stuff designed by the time you need it designed by.
Awesome. I'll send the draft over with the items that we wanted. Plus, I need a little leeway for us to get our other stuff done. But yeah, that's great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody online? Donna,
I'm all set, thank you.
Karen,
Good to go, thanks.
Miriam?
No comments. Thank you.
Hi, Miriam. We miss you.
We miss you.
I miss you guys too.
All right. We need a motion to go into non-public under,
A, C, and I.
Make a motion going to non-public under A, C, and I.
And I will second.
roll call.
Bye, Sean. Thank you.
Yes.
Bye, Jameson.
Bye,
Bye.
Jameson. Thank you.
you.
Great job tonight.
Yeah, that was so great.